All right, recorders on. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020. It is 7:54 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. So, what is Bitcoin going to do today? Well, look at the show graphic. I think maybe we'll see a little bit of a dump before we see a further continuation higher this beginning of 2020. So, Tether into Bitcoin, 2.07 billion, not bad today. Tether into Ethereum, we're over a billion again, 1.01 billion, not bad. All right, market cap, 157 billion, that's cool. Real volume last 24 hours across the top 10 exchanges is 680 million. Well, we're not over a billion as we have been on and off last couple days, so volume does seem to be trailing off after the big old dump and pump we had recently. Out of this 680 million in volume last 24 hours, well, half that, 362 million, was on Binance. Why does that matter? Well, they're the king. And Binance, what are people thinking there? Well, more shorts than longs. So, longs at 40%, shorts at 59%. I'm finding that this tends to be a pretty good indicator of where we're going to go. For one thing, look at the volume. It is half the volume of Bitcoin. I think half the volume of real Bitcoin that we're seeing out there in the world. So I think that matters. These guys on Binance tend to have the right idea as far as direction. So they're shorting. Sentiment is negative. Let's look at the weekly. The big thing about the weekly basically is we had 2 green weeks, nice beautiful candles, and this week's been on and off red and green. We're going to see where we end up at the end of this week. The MACD is said to be positive, but really I think we're on that borderline. We're going to cross positive or negative. It is an incredibly lagging indicator, but right now I would say it is indecisive at best. I was hoping for that big weekly swing positive, but it looks like, well, we went from a strong trend towards positive to now kind of hanging out at indecisive there on the weekly MACD. Daily, well, here's a big one. This is the 200 moving average on the daily. We hit it, we bounced off of it. So I would say at this point we definitely got rejected off of the 200 moving average. Of course, we might attack it again. That is possible, but it looks like we have bounced off of it. Directional index is still very, very strong in the green, but it is trending negative at this point. It's decreasing. This is a big one. The daily MACD, it is looking like it's going to cross negative. It was moving in a positive direction, but after the recent dump, it is definitely trending negative. It might do a negative cross. I know it's a lagging indicator. I know it's ancient, but still, a lot of people do trade in and out of Bitcoin on the daily MACD crossings, and it looks like we're heading for a negative cross. On the 4-hour chart, to see a little bit more of what's going on at the micro level. Now, I know there's a lot going on this chart, but bear with me. Here we are hanging out at the, this is a 4-hour chart, of course, and I do have a fib line drawn from the last low to the most recent high. Now, we are hanging out at the 0.236 level. Up here, we definitely have a lot of support and resistance there. And we've got VPR volume. VPVR volume is definitely rocking. So right here at about 8,600. All right, go away, transaction. Here we go. Now, this is good. So we're in a strong spot, but do note the directional index here. It's been in the green, up and down, trending, but look at this directional index on the 4 hours definitely gone into the negative, and the ADX is down here at like 11 or 12. So ADX needs to be 25 or higher to be healthy, and the directional index should be in the positive, on the positive side, green. When it's a strong green, that's even better. So look, our directional index on the 4-hour has gone potty, and so has the ADX. We are at a high level here. We're pretty stretched at the .236 fib level, even though we have support and resistance, and we do have VPVR volume. All right, that's really great. But with the declining DI, I think we very well might see a retrace down to the .382 level. Could happen, and that comes in right about 8,323, or maybe all the way down to the .5, which is 8,053. And do look right around 8,000. We do have amazing. Not only do we have a fib level right about there, the previous support resistance in the chart, but we also have VPVR volume was rocking, so we had a lot of buy-sell volume there. So, are we going to looking at the daily, we got smacked down, rejected by the 200 moving average. We are trending negative on the MACD. We're going to cross negative. Directional index is coming to a, well, it's lessening. And same thing with the ADX. It's beginning to trend down on the daily. And then, of course, on the 4-hour for more immediate price action, you can see we have gone negative on the directional index, and we are trending down on the ADX. And, well, what's going to happen? We could pump, of course, but we do have a very comfortable .5 fib level that we could trend down to here with our support and resistance and a lot of buy-sell volume, or we might just hang out here at the .382, do a bounce there at 8,323. But we shall see. The VPVR volume, I do find, tends to be like a magnet that attracts Bitcoin one way or the other. So right now, we do have VPVR volume, buy-sell volume at 8,600. But if we dump, well, yes, there is this .382 fib level at 8,323. That's very, very nice. But where is that VPVR, magnet at 8,053 or 8,000? So, I think after this rejection of the 200 moving average, if we continue to trend down, which it looks like we are, especially with this negative MACD cross going to happen on the daily, well then I think we're going to visit the 382 or the .5, or if things really go wrong, the 618, and that's at 7,783, and of course that's right where the 200 moving average is hanging out on the 4-hour. Could we see a bounce all the way down there? Anyhow, somewhere in here, we're going to see, I think, a retrace to one of these fib levels. Which one, I do not know, but I think we're going to visit one and then make a move back up. That's just my opinion. On the 45-minute chart, for absolutely immediate price action, we are below the 200 moving average, and we also have gone below the 314 moving average. We were wicking below it a few times. I think we had some whales. They had buys right there on it. This must have been a great whale buy at like 8,500 yesterday, but maybe they didn't win so much, because I think we're going to head back down there anyway. Just looking at these fib levels of 8,323 and 8,000 basically. Where are we going to land? I don't know, but we're below the 314 right now, and it looks like that's going to be, if we can challenge the 45-minute 314 moving average today and get above it, that may change things, but it looks like we've been trying, we've been wicking at it, and we've been getting rejected. So the super guppy indicator here, these mid ribbons are all red this morning. I know it's a very short time frame, but they went from green after a pump, now back to red. So, and of course the directional index is just absolutely dismal. I'm a member of blockchain education for 2 years plus. That is where I've learned to make money, whether Bitcoin is trending up or trending down, whether alts are in season or not. There's always coins making money, and you can hop in and grab some of that. Join Blockchain Education. I'm Cowboy Craig in the chat. Love to see you there. Join the team. Let's make some money in 2020 together. As always, obstacles can't stop you, weather can't stop you, heartbreak can't stop you, failure can't stop you, only you can stop you. Bitcoin is about way more than a daily price action. I'm here for the peaceful revolution and to make a lot of money. Why can't you do both? I am glad you're here today, and I will see you tomorrow.